Good morning for the first day of fall, Tuesday, September 22nd. Yesterday, an online bookmaker set Penn State's over-under victory total this year at 7.5 in the 9-game schedule. Very interesting number. We're going to talk about it today. Certainly, they're thinking maybe the loss to Ohio State in week 2, and then you have one more game of wiggle room. What do you think? Over-under 7.5. To me, that's a really challenging number because of 3 potentially difficult road games at Indiana, at Nebraska, at Michigan. Okay, and you're going to say, well, Penn State's better than Indiana. Penn State's better than Nebraska. They should win those games. Okay, should, but you're going on the road in college football. Anything can happen. And so it's a little tricky for me to go over 7.5. I'm going to take the under. I'm picking Penn State to go 7-2, and I went back and forth over this, preparing for the video, 8-1 versus 7-2. Hey, maybe they go undefeated. Maybe they're in the college football playoff. That'd be great too. But to me, I see the loss to Ohio State. And I just think there's going to be one other slip up, either in one of those road games or maybe even potentially Iowa. Remember, Penn State's at home against Iowa. They're at home against Ohio State. But who knows how these games are going to play out in front of empty stadiums. There won't be any fans there. So you'd think, okay, yeah, great home field advantage versus Iowa, great home field advantage versus Ohio State. Okay, that typically, but that not this year. It's just going to be out there, a bunch of players playing in an empty stadium. Nobody knows how that's going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and take the under. I'm picking Penn State to go 7-2. But keep this in mind on a bet of something like that. I think there's a very low chance that Penn State plays all 9 games. I think a game or 2 here or there is probably going to get canceled because of COVID. So if you bet, say, $200, $300, $500, whatever it is, on a season victory total, all right, I think the likelihood of you ever seeing that bet come to fruition is very small. So it'll be a null and void bet. You'd get your money back. So keep that in mind. If you do that this season in particular, you're going to lock up maybe a good bit of your funds, depending on how you play these kinds of things, on a bet that's probably going to be voided anyway. Because again, I just think it's going to be highly unlikely for all of these teams to be able to play 9 games. So there you go. I'm going to take the under 7.5. It'll be interesting. They certainly are capable of winning 8 games and maybe even running the table. But that's a tough play when you consider some of the road challenges the Nittany Lions will have this season. Have a good day, folks.